Hey guys, welcome back to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for the PS2. My name is Sajuuk and we're going to be heading into the next day mission, which I believe is to learn the Avifors spell. Let's talk to Neville, who's here for no reason.
I don't believe you're the heir of Slytherin, Harry. Not like some people.
Why is he saying that? I mean, why does he comment on things that happen? But never mind. So let's progress down to the common room and find out... Yeah, it is.
Transfiguration first thing, isn't it? Yeah, first floor. I'll meet you there.
That'll be fun. Now we do have a new spell courtesy of what we learned last night. If we just check. Yeah, we do have the Alhomora spell, so I might use it to for whatever purpose, I don't know. But there is a chest that we could get to straight away, which with this spell I would like to do. It's in this secret passageway just on the right hand side here. You probably noticed it a couple of times that there's this little crawl space down here. If you go down in this crawl space, it does lead to the 4th floor. But in it, yeah, there's creepy prefect exploring music. But right here, there's a chest with a card in it. Pretty much, apart from one chest, all the Alhambra chests have cards in them, and I don't think there's actually that many. I don't think there's many of them, so it's one of those kind of spells which you don't really need, and getting it doesn't really do much unless you're trying to get 100% for the most part. I'm not too sure how many I'm going to record of these at the moment, because I have to time the recording of this with how many parts I have of the other project that's going on at the moment, which is Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights at the time of this upload. So I have to time it to make sure I don't have 2 of these but not enough of the Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, because I want to make sure it's always alternating. I don't want to have it on Thursday I'm uploading just another one of these, because that's going to break the schedule. I want to always keep it that this is a 1 a week per thing, just because it helps with scheduling the other projects if I have it as 1 a week. And after this game's completed, I'll go on to Prisoner of Azkaban. No, I might go on to Philosopher's Stone for PS2, I'm not too sure yet. Just depends on if I could get Philosopher's Stone PS2 to work on the emulator or not. Right here we can actually get a card as well, which I'm just going to go ahead and do. If you go that way, you will lead yourself to the 2nd floor, which we're not going to do right now. I'll do that later. This will be card number 30, if I don't walk right through it. That's another little health extension, which is all going to be very helpful. And can I get into the Defense Against Dark Arts class? I can. We're actually just going to go in here for no particular purpose. We're just going to get a couple of wizard cards, basically. There are 2 that are in here. There's one that requires Scourge and one that requires Alhambra. So this is actually a perfect time to go in here. Mainly because we have both of those spells now. So if I just put this on here. And open up this chest. In terms of the PS1 versions of Chamber of Secrets and Philosopher's Stone, I will do them as well. They do work with the emulator EPCSXE, and I've verified that there's no particular issues. The only problem is that with EPCSXE, you have a lot less control over the window size. The window size is actually based on your... You can either set a full screen mode or a window, and the window is going to be quite large for it to make it seem a bit better, but then the problem is the window size that I set ends up meaning that the graphics look a bit glitchy on the video. I'm not sure how well that'll work out, but I'll do some test records just to see how it looks before I'm starting up those projects, which will be probably on a Thursday, depending on various factors. It depends on the other projects, because what I'm going to try and make it is going to be 2 videos per week, 1 on Monday, 1 on Thursday. I've already worked this out. And whichever one gets completed, I just fill it with another game. And I'm just going to try and see how much I can do one of these at the moment. Weekend is pretty much the only time I'm going to get to record these videos, just because of work. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Should I get that card? You know what, I'm just going to sort this out. There is cards behind this. Well, a card rather, right here. Just as I was saying before I interrupted myself, I'm not sure about the scheduling of everything at the moment. Right now I'm trying for Monday and Thursday because I know I can get a couple of videos recorded over the weekend because of the way I do things now. It's so much easier to record the content, edit it and upload it. And it only takes like 5 minutes to upload these videos now.
Potter. Anything interesting happened last night?
Okay, I spent the first 5 minutes talking about myself rather than the game, so let's head into the Transfiguration class and we get a cutscene as we always do. Now, from my experience in the emulator version, because it's running better than the PS2, there shouldn't be any lag with Professor McGonagall, which you've probably seen in other Let's Plays that the lag of the PS2 does cause some glitches with her animations. But we'll find out in a minute. Whether she glitches out.
Good morning. Today we shall learn the Transfiguration spell known as Avifors. Avifors will allow you to transform small objects, such as the parts of this statue, into birds. This is achieved like so. Avifors! You will now see that a crawl space has been revealed in the wall. Beyond this is the Avifors challenge. Mr. Potter, come forward, please.
Yes, Professor?
The Avifors spellbook is located on the other side of this crawl space. Find it, and the spell will be yours. You must then return here to the classroom.
Yes, Professor.
Off you go.
Well, at least this time all she was able to do was cast a second Avifors spell for no reason and not walk into the passageway, so I would have to walk through her. Also, for anyone who's wondering, I might actually put up a video about this, might not, but I'll just mention here, the PC versions of the games, Harry Potter's 1 to 3, probably won't happen because Windows 10 doesn't allow them to be played unless I use a no CD crack. And the veracity of those, well, I'm not too sure about them because they could contain viruses. Because they usually do. So I'm a little bit cautious of using such things before testing or getting maybe one from the community that I know hasn't got one. I'm not sure. Anyway, our way on is blocked by a gate of some sort. And I think we're going to have to use Scourge and Lumos, so I'm going to just put those spells up. Like so. The particular purpose for using Lumos is to avoid getting hit by these ghosts. Like so. They just sort of go right through me rather than... Now this ghost in here is moving quite fast, which is a problem. Just let it get through me so I'm not going to get a problem. There we go. So it opens up one gate. So just going to open up the two gates without getting screwed over by these ghosts, which are getting on my nerves already. This part might be a bit shorter than normal because it is only this and in a Quidditch match, which we should not have any problems with. Just get this ghost out of my way. And that one. Get that. Now go through me. And I can attack this, like so. Easiest part, if the ghosts hit you, you just drop some beans. But I'd rather not have that happen because it can also include stink pellets and luminous balloons if you have them. And I'm just going to see if I can just run off the edge here, which I can just in the nick of time. Just don't want to take any falling damage or touch that button for now. Cast Lumos just to avoid that ghost. The alternative is just to run back the way you came and avoid the ghosts that way. Now here's a bit of a challenge coming up. I'm actually going to stand from distance to do this just to not have the ghosts go right into me. I can just do this, which is easier. Oops, my TV's about to go off if I don't press the button, so let me just sort that. Because my second monitor is a TV, so I do have to just turn it, prevent it from going into auto off every so often. Unfortunately, I have no control over that and I can't turn it off. So if I don't get attacked by a ghost while doing this, you can see the glitchy texture lines, which is great. That's the one thing about playing an emulator, you do see sort of the imperfections from the fact that they were only designing this to run on a console and not an emulated version. But it just means that they never tried to make the game run at higher res, they only tried to make it work on very small res. which is a shame because this game looks really good when it's played at high res, like 720p. Almost falling to my death there. Really, but we can pretend it is, so just rush across here as fast as we can before a ghost shows up, which may require me to dive down off the cliff here, the wall rather. Yeah, do this, easy way of avoiding the ghosts, and then climb back up very slowly, which means you'll probably get hit again if you're not careful. There we go, across. There we go. Since we're here, we can just do this. Just hope this ghost doesn't come around again. So she's avoiding me, that's perfect. I can just sidle along this wall as fast as I can to get to the spell book. There we go. Avoid that ghost. And then dive down here. That was a good jump, I didn't take any fall damage this time. If I could just climb up here quickly, I could get a spell on before anything happens. Get the book. There we go.
Got it. The Avifors
Eventually.
spellbook.
Sound effects in this section are glitchy. Anyway, we're just going to keep this Lumos spell on hand because we will need it. Go. Unfortunately, I couldn't keep the nice music going because it is a glitch that allows it to keep running, but not in this case. These ghosts like to do a little scaring animation and then stop and then run at you at fast speed for some reason. Climb up. Oh, come on, get away from me. So all you have to do is target it, use Avifors, there you go. This spell gets very little usage in the game, unfortunately. There are actually very few uses for it. Apart from like one secret, I think that's about it. Climb up if I get targeted. But yeah, this spell doesn't really serve much purpose, and there are actually no reasons to use it, because normally the way the game's supposed to go is that the day mission you learn a spell, and on the night mission you use it in some way. But in this case, we unfortunately have no use for this spell, because the night mission is a bit of a sneak mission basically. And let's see if I can use. Now you can use Avifors or any spell that hits objects on these stages. You don't have to use Flipendo. Learned that quite recently. Let's just keep all those spells as is, because that's the spells we will require. Just about.
Avifors.
It was a fail. Tried to target this and failed.
Lumos.
Oh, just wrong moment. You get a little tune that plays if they do hit you, but we're not going to lose anything. I don't think we have any beams. It's just luminous balloons, which I have no use for. Which is fine. So I'm going to try and just keep recording these ahead of time. So at the moment of recording this was recorded at the beginning of 2020. So I'm not sure when I'll get a chance to record any more after this. I'll try to record as much as I can so I'm well ahead. It does mean that I will not be able to respond to comments properly in the videos as a result, because these are recorded so far ahead of time. So apologies for that. I will try, for any comments I do see, I mean this is late on anyway, but for any comments I do see, I will heart and like them to let you know I've seen them. And I will try to respond to all comments in the comments field over the course of these Let's Plays. Are these ghosts not going to come to me? I think there's only one that goes around the outer edge. Oh, sugar. She just came at the moment when the spell was dying. Go. Sidle along. See how we do. So we're about at the middle point of the game, I would say. Actually, I think the previous night mission was the middle point. But I think we're doing quite well, all things considered. And then push this bridge down, the ghosts will disappear as a result. And this will activate our little gargoyle battle. Now, I'm actually going to stay up here because it is possible to complete this battle while being up here. And this will just make it easier for getting out. We won't have to sidle along the walls either. So it's just your regular battle with a gargoyle. Nothing too difficult, just use Expelliarmus as needed. I don't even need to target, it'll go back to him. So if I just do this. Bit of a cheats way of doing it, we won't be able to fire off, he'll be able to fire off more stuff at me. At this distance, I think. Yeah, so he'll throw this and then throw another one, so we'll be able to get 2 off here, I think. Right. Yeah, that was one of those ones that I had to do that for rather than hold it. Here we go. Damn it. There we go, there's another one that I managed to hit. So there's 2 hits for the price of 1. Come on. Damn it. Done it again. I'm not timing this properly. This is the last part of the battle. Not a big problem. I've got a potion vial anyway. And I'll get another one as we go down to Quidditch as well. That's perfect. This one will hit as well. Just for an extra little bit of stuff. Don't throw it. Yeah, just about. Stopping him from throwing his next one. That one will go, that's perfect. Come on. Throw that one just to make sure he doesn't throw the next one. Yeah, just about in time. This one I will hit. That one just threw at the last second, but cast a charged Avifors spell, it will hit that rock. And then we will have it turn into a bird that will fly down to the button, and then I could just stand here like this, wait for the button to hit, and get the cutscene perfect. That'll do, but I like that camera shot when it comes back, but I know it's not a permanent one, it just sort of sits like that. And that's just done that challenge, we've got Avifors, we've got another 40 points for Gryffindor, blah blah blah. We can now just exit back to Professor McGonagall and see what kind of reception we'll get from her for, you know, doing that challenge perfectly well. And then we'll have to go to Quidditch, which will always be fun.
A superb job, Potter. 40 house points for Gryffindor. That is all for today. Class dismissed.
Nice one, Harry. You did well there. And good luck with the Quidditch match.
Quidditch match? Yeah, against Hufflepuff. Remember? Come on, let's get to the stadium. You can't be late for the first game of the season.
What I don't understand about Harry is he's the Seeker, right? He's talked to Oliver Wood all the time in the films. How does he not know when the Quidditch matches are happening? Why does everyone else have to tell him what he's doing? Can he not live his own life? Anyway, there is a bit of an exploit here. If you just zigzag across some of these desks, you will be able to search them. Like there, you just have to get it precisely. It's quite difficult to do, but eventually you will open up an invisible desk and get something. In this case, we will get all these food items because we took so much health damage in that challenge. 40 points doesn't cut it, in my opinion. Oops. Like that. Yeah, we've got like 1 out of 100 beans. I might actually go to the effort of doing the out of grounds notice board item stuff. The stuff for the people around, like the owl package. Do I actually still have that? No, I put it back, didn't I? Yeah, so searching these is a little bit difficult because you have to get it so precise because there's only a tiny window to open up these things, but hey, it's a bit of an exploit, who cares? This is piece 6, and if you don't get anything, just move to the next one. There we go. More balloons, which we do not require. Come on. There we go. More beans. I don't think this one has any. No. Now there is a chest in here, but you do require an incendiary spell, so we're not going to bother with it. I'm actually just going to take a save, because I know that there was I think during my last Let's Play of this, I exited out of here. I actually ran into a disc freeze glitch. I just couldn't get out of it, so I was stuck in a loading screen. I had to actually stop the recording, which was great. Let's just... just overwrite this save. I don't really care. The other saves were just for testing. I like sometimes loading up my emulator and just mucking around with prefix, not actually getting anywhere, just for a bit of a laugh. So I'll just overwrite that save. But I think the only reason I had the disc freeze glitch in that particular instance was simply because I've been playing too long. This game actually suffers from a bug, and I think all games in general for the PS2 do, is that if you play for too long without saving, basically the game freezes. I don't know why, but it's just something with it might be just my PS2 that does this. But if I play for like an hour and a half without saving, basically I'll go into a loading screen and it just doesn't exit. Not an emulator version though, thankfully. I'm not going to head to the library, I don't really care about it. Rolling glitches through the textures as always. We'll just head to the ground floor and head to the entrance hall. But we're also going to find a potion vial waiting for us as well, in a particularly locked chest. So let's just sort our spells like this. Oops, camera getting a bit astray there. If we go down here, I think there's a student who we can talk to for a wizard card yet. Just talk to this dude.
Do you collect famous witches and wizards cards?
Yes, I do. Give me a card.
I'll give you card number 2. Cornelius.
We've learned that we do lose these cards,
or
which is annoying.
59, Gregory the Smarmy.
Okay, let's swap.
Anyway, this chest down here, it's out of the way for a reason, because all it contains is a potion vial. So there are 3 potion vials that you can get in the game. So you get the one at the very beginning by default, right? So you'll always have one, just because the game requires you to have one, even though there's no potions classes. The second one you can get here, after buying Alhambra, and the third one, you know exactly what it is. It's at Fred and George's shop. So to get the second and third ones, you literally have to pay out, 180 beans to Fred and George to get them. 80 beans for the Alhambra spell, and 100 just to get one. Who's this?
Get out of here, Potter, before I leglock you for the next 30 years.
How could you actually physically do that? I'm actually interested about how you could physically actually leglock or someone for that length of time. I mean, you could probably do that, just don't do the counter curse. But never mind. Let's head out to the grounds and go to Quidditch.
Come on, Harry. Let's go to the Quidditch stadium.
What if I don't want to go to Quidditch though, Ron? I mean, this has only been going for, 22 minutes? That'll make it a half-hour video if I go to Quidditch, which I don't really want to do right now. Bit of a lag there usually always is. I don't know what it is about the grounds, but they always lag. I'm just actually going to go this way just for a bit of fun. I can kill Harry, literally, not really. Bash him about the whole tower. I mean, look at this, I'm just getting bashed backwards. Boom, bang. And he's probably suffering severe concussion now because of this. Anyway. Ron runs all the way down to the... Well, we fly. There's Neville. No, this is not Neville at all. This is just someone pretending to be Neville. Let's see how far Ron can get before he disappears. I don't know why he doesn't just take the shortcut, to be honest. The shortcut being to, run diagonally, fall off the edge of this bit here, then run across. That's the quickest way. But no, the game has to make it go along the paths. Like a sensible student. Talk to Neville. Well, not Neville, because this is not Neville.
Harry. I've forgotten where my remember all is.
You always do.
Can you help find it for me? If you find my remember all, can you bring it back here to me, please?
One thing I didn't mention is that to get the actual item to appear, you have to talk to them, and then you have to accept their challenge. If you don't press X, then you have to go through the rigmarole of asking them what they want. Otherwise, the item doesn't spawn, which is kind of frustrating. Now, these kids here will disappear and appear in different locations, which is kind of frustrating. Anyway, I know where all the items can be found. The Remember All is right here. Don't know why he wandered all the way to Hagrid's hut for this, but he could have just stood out in front of the grounds and found it. Out in front of the Hogwarts Castle main entrance. Never mind. Over the wall. Yeah, no reason to go to Herbology ever again. There's nothing in it. Come on, cut to stop. Getting Harry off his broom is a frustration in of itself, in my opinion.
You found my Remember All. Thanks, Harry. I think there's someone over by the flying courtyard could do with your help too.
Yes, that'll mean we have to go all the way there and then come all the way back to get the item he needs. Which is actually a good point to mention that I can actually get a wizard card for nothing just by flying around. It's hinted at, one thing I'll note, this particular wizard card is hinted at in the library. If you go to the library, you know those sheets of paper along the side, one of them will hint at this particular one. Which is great for us. There's also some incendio braziers around the castle as well on the tops of the roofs, which when lit will give you a wizard card when doing so. Like that one. Now the one that we're going to get for nothing is just by going up here to this broken glass. Quite how a wizard card ends up here I'll never know. Maybe it's a divination teacher throwing them out. Maybe she confiscated one in one of our lessons and threw it into the broken glass window, and it just pops out whenever someone stands at this glass. Actually, no, that's not even a divination tower anyway. I don't know where it is in this castle, but whatever. The flying courtyard person is right here. He needs to get a potion jar. We'll just do this one and I'll do the rest off camera, I think. And all I'll do is I'll show you the last one. Just because, why not? Because it's the one that's relevant.
Hello there, Harry. I've lost my potion jar and Professor Snape will kill me if I don't find it. Can you help me?
No, he won't kill you because it doesn't even exist.
If you find the potion jar, can you bring it back here to me?
I know exactly what it is. We can find it over at Hagrid's hut, along with a whole variety of other items. I think we generally learn in this game that Hagrid confiscates most of the students' items for no apparent reason. He just likes confiscating them just to make people like Harry come over and get them. Which is odd, but you know, we'll go with it. You know, they could have been a lot better with the placement of items. They could have put it down by the boathouse. They could have put it up the edges of the cliffs at the edge of the game wall area, like along there. They could have put some items, but no, they all have to be around Hagrid's hut. And a potion jar can be found over here, not founded.
Brilliant.
That's not even a word. One thing I will notice is just a little crawl space along this wall. You might wonder what the hell it's for. Just here, it leads to nothing. It's actually for a notice board item right towards the end of the notice board tasks to get Lee Jordan's tarantula. Quite how it ends up in the that little space, I'll never know, but what we'll do is we'll just hold on to this potion jar and give it back to him after Quidditch. Actually no, why not give it back to him, because I think the next place is down by the Quidditch stadium. Because she's running along, there's that one guy stopping because I just fly past. He's in awe of my flying ability. He's seen Harry Potter fly as a seeker for no reason in the Hogwarts grounds. Go get off your broom, Harry.
You found my potion
jar!
jar!
I thought so.
Thanks a lot, Harry. I think that someone over by the Quidditch Gatehouse would like to give you a race.
I knew exactly that was coming up next, that's why I went here, because I remembered exactly what the next item is. So that makes it very easy for me to go this way. I think I'm going to come out to the grounds on the next night mission, because the next night mission is ridiculously short. It's literally go to the location and then sneak back. I mean, it'd take 10 minutes. Literally. So I will extend the next mission video, the next video rather, for the game. a little bit by going out to the grounds. Anyway,
Hey there, Harry. Fancy racing me to the trees and back?
yes, you had to go around the trees for that
Ready?
matter.
3, 2, 1, go!
This dude is so slow, it's unreal, and it's very easy to beat him, effectively. So all you have to do is, hang on a sec, folks. Sorry for that little interruption there. I just needed to answer my parents' call for something. So this task is really easy. He's really slow. Just run around the outside of the trees. You can't just go to the trees and turn back. You do actually have to go around them. The first time I did this particular race a long time ago, I did try just running to the trees and turn back. That doesn't count, which is really confusing because really that's what he meant. Racing me to the trees and back, which is go to the trees and run back. But apparently that's not what he means.
Well done, Harry. You won the race. I think someone might be needing your help over in the cloisters.
Now for anyone who doesn't know what a cloister is, it's actually just like a bridged area of courtyard. It's strange because it's such an English word that it's actually a very British word, to be honest. It's not really used anywhere else in the world.
Come on, Harry. You need to show Hufflepuff how the game's played.
Funnily enough, I managed to do exactly that during our practice games with them. We'll beat them easily.
Welcome to the Quidditch Stadium, and a match that
I should actually point out, it's easy to lose these Quidditch matches. But you have to beat them if you want the Quidditch Cup. And if you quit past them, you won't be able to replay them, which is frustrating.
I'm sure everyone's been looking forward
You
to
can
this
replay
match.
them at the cup. If you fail, you get a pop-up saying you have to win the Quidditch match to win the cup. So just replay it from there. But if you quit out, then you will not be able to replay it, which is oddly frustrating, and you get scammed at 40 points, I think, is it? Well, we're at 280 points at the moment, I think, in the House Cup. Hang on, let's not. We are at, was it 280 points? We'll check it afterwards to see how many points it's. I'm pretty sure it's 40. Oops. I've lost all control of Harry Potter. I don't know how to run his rings. Why is his rings side on?
For some time now.
Now, there's no time limit for how quickly you must do this. The only thing that matters is that the opponents can't score at all. In fact, no one can score apparently in this game. We've got 10 points, and we're about to win, I think, if we can just boost to the snitch.
That was a bone-breaking killing.
Now, I will point out that in the later matches, the number of boosts needed to get to the snitch actually increases. So the amount of boost distance you get is actually much less on the Ravenclaw and Slytherin matches. So you do have to boost much more. But there we go, 1 and 2 boosts.
Hufflepuff makes the shot. Oh, that shot was inches from the woodwork.
Yeah, but we win. 160 to 0.
Hufflepuff will really be kicking themselves after that performance.
This is actually why I extended the video by a little bit to do those notice board tasks. Apparently in an alternate universe, match 2 happened where Slytherin won by 160 to 40. So the way this game works is that Hufflepuff wins nothing, Ravenclaw wins 1 game, Slytherin wins 2, and you win 3. That's pretty much how it goes. It's 0, 1, 2, 3. And so if you lose 1 match, so if you win only 2, Slytherin will win 3, and then they win. So actually, one thing I've never forgot to mention is it's basically established in this game and the next game that Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw have no chance of winning. Ever. It's really the House Cup is between Gryffindor and Slytherin, and that's it. Like not just in this game and Prison of Azkaban, but it's also in Philosopher's Stone for the PS2, the PS1, and all that. So it's quickly established that Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw are absolutely useless at scoring house points. Why? I don't know why there's that bias. I don't know. They should have had an option to allow that to happen, but never mind. Game over.
Well played, Harry. I suppose you're worn out after that. I am. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I'm worn out. You're worn out by cheating, apparently. You didn't do anything. But that's the day over. And before we do that, I'm going to go over to the cloisters. I just extend this little video just a bit, and it's only like 33 minutes. I can extend it a little bit. And I think I could use an excuse to use the pause mode to sort of jump this recording a little bit on a bit. So I'll go to the note. I'm not going to the notes. What am I talking about? I'll go to the cloisters, dude. Go out to the grounds, get the item he wants, and jump back. But I'll show you me getting the item and then me coming back and giving him the item, just to sort of cut down the amount of zigzagging all over the place to get these items. So this is the cloisters. Let's talk to this dude here.
Hello, Potter. I've lost my copy of the Daily Prophet, and I was really looking forward to reading an article about the Quidditch World Cup. Can you help find it for me?
Sorry for that sound effect down the microphone if you heard it.
If you find my copy of the Daily Prophet, can you bring it back here, to me?
Yes, well, I know exactly what it is. It's at Hagrid's hut, which is where I will see you in 2 seconds. Literally. Yeah, we are at Hagrid's hut to pick up his pointless newspaper. I don't know why Hagrid has decided he wants to nick this newspaper. Maybe he's just interested in the Quidditch World Cup as well. Never mind, let's go back to that dude in the cloisters and give him back his paper. Back in the cloisters to, you know, give this dude his thing back. Come on.
You found my copy of the Daily Prophet! Thanks, Harry. I think Neville could do with your help too. I saw him over by the flying lessons area.
Really? I mean, that's not far to go, but still. Let's just sort of teleport over there because it's so much easier than showing you running out to him. And here's Neville. No, it's not Neville, this is just someone pretending to be Neville, as always.
Oh, hello, Harry. I was practicing my Wingardium Leviosa spell on some pieces of crockery. And now I can't get them down from the roof. Can you help get them back?
Yes, I will, but I'm pretty sure this is not a roof. This is the edge of a wall.
If you manage to get all the pieces of crockery, can you bring them back here to me, please?
Now, the thing I don't understand about this is why does the game put him here, right? Okay, this is not a roof. Okay, this is clearly something else, which is frustrating because that is not where the crockery can be found. It can actually be found over there, and I will join you over by the pieces of crockery. So here's Neville's crockery. And this is clearly the roof he was doing it on, so I don't know why he walked all the way over to the flying lessons area to tell us that this is where he dropped everything, but just pick everything, just walk across them until you get them all. This is all there is to be found. We head back to Neville now and tell him that we've got his broken crockery. But I don't understand why he went from here, from that wall, all the way through the tunnel, round the back and over to that wall, which has got nothing to do with the roof of any building. Actually, for that matter, if I point the camera the right way, that's not even the roof of a building either. The proper roof would be way up there. This game sometimes it does have some weirdness to it, but we love it for that reason, because why not? Anyway, Neville, have your piece of crockery back.
You've got all my crockery! Thanks very much, Harry. I think there's someone over by Hogwarts' main entrance could do with your help
Yes,
too.
they will. And funnily enough, this is the last person on the list of people to talk to, which is helpful. And actually it's rather fortuitous that we're doing it now, because now it's contextually relevant what we're about to get from it. If you did this on the first day, then it'd be a bit difficult. Actually, I'm forgetting, it's actually impossible to do all of this in the first day, because one of them requires you to... that one requires you to fly up there. So there's actually no way to complete this without getting to the second day.
Hello there, Potter. I'm really desperate to collect 3 mandrake roots for Professor Sprout. Can you help me out?
Yeah, I'll help you.
If you manage to collect 3 mandrake roots, can you bring them back here to me?
Now in this case we can say that Hagrid's not stealing them, they're just growing out at Hagrid's hut. Okay, we're here at Hagrid's hut now. I don't know why the game put in like more than ample enough amounts of mandrake roots for this dude. Because there's like 1. I think we'll try and pick them all up even though we don't need to. I think the game only registers the first 3, but... let's see, where's the others? Hang on, so there's the Forbidden Forest entrance. I don't know if there's any underneath this tree. No. Remember, I'll stop flashing at me. So that was 2 that we picked up. There's a couple more around here. I don't know where they are. I can't see anything for these graphics. They must be down this way then. So there's the 3rd one. You can... Pardon me, folks. Sorry. You can actually see 2 more. 3 more, rather. The others don't disappear apparently, even though we do have the 3 that we need. I'll just pick them all up and be a good Samaritan for this kid. Because then you'll be able to make more than enough mandrake juice for the petrified souls. And there's another one. Come on, pick it up. And I've expected these to be growing inside the herbology greenhouse, not here. Is there any more? So there's 6, and I don't know why. Yeah, sometimes I question what this game does. Anyway, let's go back to that dude in front of the castle main entrance. Back at Hogwarts main entrance, we find ourselves to give this dude his item.
The key to the confiscated item storeroom. You'll find it just off the flying courtyard on the other side of the bridge.
The thing I want to ask is, how on earth do you have the key to the confiscated item storeroom? I don't get it. He vanishes, and that's basically the reward for completing those Gryffindor's tasks. Now, the confiscated item store does have a giant beanbag of 200 beans, which, for the record, is actually refillable. If you exit out of the grounds, so into, say, the Forbidden Forest or the Herbology Greenhouse, or go back inside the castle and come back out, as long as you have less than 200 beans, when you go back outside, this chest will refill itself. So clearly the game developers were not expecting you to go hunting around for 200 beans manually. And I think it's a good idea that they did that, just simply because it makes everything so much easier. Anyway, there's I think 8 chests here. I don't know, we'll count the number of cards we get. Oh, there's also another thing I wanted to check as well. I need to check. So we're at 34 cards when we entered. How many points did we get? We got 40 points for getting the complete match. So we got, what's it, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. So 7 chests. We'll get 6 wizard cards and then a bean bag, basically. The remember all keeps reminding me that I want to end day, but actually I don't. Pardon me again. I actually had to pause the recording at one point. It was when we were going to get Neville's crockery. I paused the recording and I had my dinner. It's a good feature of OBS. I could just pause the recording but not have to edit. Because I don't want to do editing in a video editor. It's just so slow. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just record the video, do a little bit of handbrake tweaks to cut off the ends of the video, and just upload that. So this will give us another increase in our health, which is great. No, this one won't. The next one will. So we get 6 cards, that takes us up to exactly 40. Now the card chests don't refill, obviously, because that would be a bit pointless. But this middle chest will basically refill every time you're under 200 beans.
A giant beanbag! Now I can carry even more beans!
You don't even move your lips to tell us that, but fine. So yeah, that giant beanbag will basically refill every time you come out into the ground with less than 200 beans. Actually makes getting beans really easy because you can just walk right down here. Easy enough to get down here in the dead of night as well, because there's only one prefect you have to avoid to get to it, as long as you don't fly your broom. And then once you got it, you can just go back up to Freddy and George and buy up the whole entire contents of their shop. But I think we'll leave it there for this video, and I'll we don't have any items for the notice board, do we? Actually we do, we have Neville's item thingy. Let me go and get that item and go back up to the notice board with it. So I'll go and get the item, and I'll cut to when I've got the item, and then we'll cut to as I'm giving it back to the real Neville. Here's Neville's toad. It's just a regular chocolate frog that bounces a bit more. Now I think we could just use any spell on it. Yeah, so just cut it with the Findo, apparently that counts, and then pick it up, and then you will have it in your inventory somewhere. Here, toad. It just says toad. Also, don't understand the point of having this bibliophile password in our inventory, because we never go into the restricted section again. Kind of pointless. They could have just removed that and put another password thing. Maybe this could have been like there was always a password you'd have to get at other points, and this temporarily replaced it or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's go back up to the common room and give Neville his toad. So let's make our way back up to the common room and decided to come and talk to what this dude said. But apart from saying this, he's just a rude fuck, basically. I mean, I talked to him again.
You're not welcome down here, Potter, even if you are the heir of Slytherin.
I don't really care. Then he says this.
Buzz off, Potter. Get out of here, Potter, before I leglock
Yeah, you
for
said
the next
that.
30 years.
He's obsessed with trying to leglock me. I don't know why he doesn't just do it, just to prove a point. Anyway, Gryffindor common room, coming through this door, literally. And here we are, up at the 7th floor. Well, it's not Gryffindor common room, it pretty much is, for all intents and purposes. I realised that I haven't gone into any of the classrooms and explored them.
Little bird.
Apart from Defense Against the Dark Arts. If you go into like the 4th floor, 5th floor, 6th floor, 7th floor classrooms, you can find some wizard cards hanging around there as well. But we are going to just go to Neville, the real Neville Longbottom, that is.
Thanks for finding Trevor for me, Harry. I really appreciate.
That isn't Neville either. Who are all these Nevilles? I mean, this dude's clearly not bloody Neville, is he? We know who Neville is. What's the next task item? Measuring skills. Again, another item around Hagrid's hut. I wonder if, no, Fred George's shop won't be open, so we'll just leave that there. So I'm just going to take a save. I did a save earlier, but I'll just do another save just for the sake of demonstrating that I am saving this game. And we'll go to the house point ceremony. And, yeah, so end day, finally. It's been an interesting video. We've learned Avifors, gone to the Quidditch match and beat Hufflepuff, and then we helped a whole bunch of random Gryffindors around the school just to get a confiscated item storeroom key thing.
The house point.
Anyway, I will see you in the next video, guys, where we're going to go into the night mission. Bye now.
Slytherin. Ravenclaw. Hufflepuff. Gryffindor. Gryffindor is in the lead.